everyone, welcome back to the Outdoor Dog YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you a really fun training game called Shaping that I use a clicker for. If you're new to clicker training, there are some great links down in the description of the video that are done by Poised for Success Freestyle, and they're great introductions to clicker training. For shaping, what I'm going to do is think of a behavior that I want my dog to perform. For Peter, today, I'm going to have him touch this coaster. It's like a prop that he can interact with. I like to use props when I'm shaping because it's really easy and fun for the dog to do something with, right? You can train your dog to knock over a cup, put their feet in a box, anything. But you don't need a prop to shape a behavior. So if I want my dog to back up, I could actually shape that. So what I'm going to do is take really tiny slivers of the behavior, moving towards this, touching his nose to it, and I'm going to break it down in really small steps. So it's called approximations of the behavior. Really tiny slivers of the behavior. So first, the first click would be looking at it, then taking a step towards it, then taking 2 steps towards it, until finally you're at it, and then lowering your head and touching it with your nose. Anytime you shape, you want to keep those tiny slivers of the behavior really easy for your dog, right? So I don't want my dog necessarily having to stop and really think and consider what he's doing. I want it to be a lot more automatic. Oh, if I turn my head towards this, I get a treat. If I do it again, I get a treat. And then when I up my criteria, I want my dog to be really successful. For those of you who are really experienced trainers, this is called loop training or loopy training. So what I'm going to do is for Peter, I know that as soon as I put this down, he's going to want to interact with it. So I tend to like to have a handful of treats because he's really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my clicker ready, my treats ready, and I'm going to place my prop on the floor. As soon as he looks at it or gets up to move towards it, I'm going to click and give him a treat. Good. Nice. So what I'm doing is feeding over here to set him up to go back, right? If I fed him right here, he would have nowhere to go if I went to click him moving towards it. Good. Nice. So here I'm just clicking small movements of him moving towards the little coaster. Good. And now I'm going to ask for 1 step. Good. And there he took 1 step towards it. Nice. Good. So here I'm clicking head lowered, movement towards it. Nice. There, I think he might have touched it. Good. Good boy. I tend not to be silent when I click, I am silent when I click, but afterwards I always usually tell the dog that they're doing a good job. Good. Nice. Good. And there he actually touched it with his nose. Okay. So what I would do in the future with this game is I might start where he's actually moving towards it a couple of steps and then build up to him nose touching it, and maybe I ask him to touch it longer. So instead of doing like a drive-by like he was doing, I would wait him out and wait until he gave a really solid touch with his nose to this coaster. I hope you enjoyed it. You can think of creative ways to shape and just play around with your dog. If your dog starts to grumble or bark or walk away, or they kind of get up and disengage and start sniffing, you might have set your criteria or your goal too high. So you might need to go back to just clicking them for looking at it. Or you might need to go back to my dog moves towards it, so I click there instead of waiting for them to get fully towards the object to do what I want. Always use your dog as a judge as to whether or not you should move forward with what you're doing. It should be all in the dog. So instead of me kind of progressing with the goals, he should be. If that doesn't make sense, just let me know. If you have questions, go ahead and comment below. Subscribe to the channel to learn way more fun games for indoor dogs. Thanks a lot.